Hello and welcome to the revision video for solving problems in Maths Numeracy, and this is the higher paper, also the calculator paper, therefore Unit 2. And the focus is to solve problems where UCW marks are available, where order, communication and writing skills are. There are very important steps for you to take when answering OCW questions. So the first one is to highlight important vocabulary, information and numbers. Number 2, write down any formulas, materials or facts that are relevant to the question. Number 3, write each piece of accounting clearly using mathematics. Number 4, label each piece of accounting work clearly. And number 5, use correct units in your answer. Now, these 5 steps will be sort of role modelled by myself when I go through some example questions with you. This is the first example question, and this was taken from the summer 2023 paper. Now, I'm firstly going to get my highlighter ready. Now, you know it's OCW. An OCW question when this sentence is on the top. All OCW questions will have that sentence. In this question, you will be assessed on the quality of your organisation, communication and accuracy of writing. Also with the marks down here. It says 5 plus 2 OCW. So the question is worth 7 marks. So the question is, Southend Pier is the longest pleasure pier in the world. It is 134 miles long. Gareth walks at a steady pace along Southend Pier. He walks 84 meters every minute. So what we need to remember is that's in miles and that's in meters. He starts walking along the length of the pier at 2 p.m. At what time does Gareth reach the end of the pier? Give your time correct to the nearest minute. You also have to remember that as well and show your workings out. So what we need to do here is take into account the distance and the fact that he walks 84 meters every minute. Start time. So we obviously need to find out what the end time is, and we then need to write it in its nearest minute. So the formula you need to use here, and one you should remember because these sort of questions in the exam aren't going to give you the formulas to use, is we have the speed, we have distance of the pier, we also have time. That's 84 minutes. Okay, so another way you've probably easier to remember, will be if I do it like this: speed, time, distance. And you use that then for every formula, whether you're working out speed, time or distance. So if you're working out speed, for example, then you know it's distance over time. If you're working out time, then you do the opposite. You cover the T up and then it's distance over speed. And if you're trying to work out the distance, you then know it's speed times time. Okay? That you need to know. So the first thing we need to do here is the fact that this is in miles, distance walked is in meters. So we need to change that. So they're both in meters. So they're no different. So the length, I'll write this down up here. Sorry, equals is 134 miles. And his speed is 84 meters in a minute. So we need to change miles into meters. So 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers equals 1600 meters. That as well isn't going to be given to you. You need to know that. One mile equals 1.6 kilometers equals 1600 meters. So then we take the length equals 1.34 times by 1600 meters. My calculator, you do put that in your calculator, and the answer is 2,144 meters. So now we have changed the miles into meters. Put meters down there because we are working with miles and meters, just so it's clear for those OCW marks. So now if we think of our formula, so our formula is time equals distance over speed, which means, because we've got some answers, we've worked out already, so that's the distance is 244 meters over 84 meters that Gareth actually walks per minute. So once you've worked that on your calculator, my calculator froze, sorry, 25, 52 minutes it took Gareth walk. Obviously, if you read the question again, that's not the final answer. So you write here closest minute equals 26 minutes. So the answer is 26 minutes. And now to finish off the question, it was what time? So he started at 2 p.m. What time does he finish? So you say starts at 2 p.m. Oops, comma, he will reach the end of the pier at 2:26 p.m. And that's the last phase of that question. So, for your marks there, which is 7 marks altogether, quite a straightforward question for 7 marks. Also, the 2 things you need to remember there that are super important is the formula. You need to know that before going into the exam. Also, the conversion, so converting miles into kilometers into meters, you'll need to know that before answering this sort of question as well to gain the correct answer. You will also, if you come to the right answer, obviously you'll get those 5 marks. You've labelled everything for your OCW marks. So you've shown your formula. You've labelled everything as well, things like PM. You've made it closest minute, which is 26 minutes. So you've made that nice and clear as well. So this is your second example from the November 2021 paper. Again, if you get your highlighter ready, you'll see at the beginning of the question is you will be assessed on the quality of your organisation, communication and accuracy in writing. So the question, Elwyn makes 10 full jugs of fresh lemonade. Each jug is cylindrical with internal measurements as follows. Okay, so we've got 2 measurements here that we'll be able to work with. The height of it is 28 centimetres and base radius is 5 centimetres. Elwyn's drinking glasses each hold a serving of 170 centimetre cubed of lemonade. He serves, here's another number that will be important, is 80 people. So he serves 80 people lemonade. How many full jugs of lemonade does Elwyn have left over? You must show all your workings out. So our first step here will be to work out how much 1 jug is and how many glasses that actually fills, and then we can work it out for 10 jugs with serving 80 people, and we'll see how many jugs we've got left. So our first step, that you will need to know then is what formula you'll be using. Again, you won't be given these formulas within an exam paper, so you do actually need to revise and know them. So volume of a jug we're finding out first. So step 1, this will be pi times radius squared times height. So we know already that we've got, we know it's 5 centimetres squared, or radius squared, sorry, and we know the height is, it's just here, 28 centimetres. Equals your calculator, should give you 700 pi equals 2199.11 centimetre cubed. So that's the first part. So that's how much 1 jug is. So our step 2, or next step, will be to work out how much 10 jugs are. So this will be equals the 2199.11 times 10. Give you an answer of 2199.1 centimetre cubed. So this is the number for 10 jugs you'll need to remember. But that's how you work it out. Work out 1 jug first and then times it by 10. So step 3. So your next step now will be to work out the glasses. We already know that each glass holds 170 centimetre cubed worth of fluid, and he's serving 80 people, so it's times 80. And your calculator should give you a sum of 13600 centimetre cubed. So that's your third step. Your fourth step, in case you forget, we're on the fourth step now. So we need to work out how much drink is left over. So if I write drink, or you can write lemonade, drink, left over. So you take your sum of 10 jugs, 21991.1, take away the sum we've just worked out for glasses, which is 1360. And you punch that into your calculator and you should get a total of 8391.1 centimetre cubed. Make sure you put the centimetre cubed down every time. So the question is, how many jugs are left, or how much lemonade is left inside the number of jugs. So, oops. So how many jugs left, which are full jugs? So we take the sum, this one here. So it's 8391.1 over this total here, 2199.11 for 10 jugs, and your calculator will give you the answer of 3.856 and so on and so forth. Therefore, three full jugs are left. Now I know it's close to 4 jugs, but the question isn't asking that. It's asking how many full jugs are there. So then your answer is 3. And that's the end of that question. So there were, 5 different steps really within that question, but you will get your full marks of, making sense of it all, not muddling it up, putting it in your, 4 to 5 steps. And there's nothing wrong with writing down step 1, step 2, step 3 within your answer in a paper either. That just shows you've done it in a logical order. You've also written down your units here in full. You've written down these small explanations. They're very, very small sentences. You don't need to have long sentences or paragraphs of a story or anything like that. You've also shown your workings out as well, which obviously do on a calculator, but you've got to show it in full as well on paper. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you found that helpful. For more help, please go to the carlam.cymru website, where you will find more revision videos for all subjects in GCSE and A-level. Also, if your preferred platform is Facebook, X, Instagram or YouTube, there's a lot more material there as well. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. Cheers.